Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, you. So slow, hold you in my arms, won't let go. The world around could pass us by, a thunderstorm, a lightning strike, as we hold each other tight. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, you. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say,
Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I know my scarf is like a blanket scarf, and I have this tendency to want to play with it. And I keep thinking like, oh, I'm going to knock my mic off somehow because I'll be like, oh, and then I have to cozy myself up.
They'll tell you if it's crackling.
I know.
So.
Okay, we gotta get to some business first. If I'm remembering correctly, I think Lillian had a birthday this week, maybe yesterday. So happy belated. Oh, hey, I was just saying that. Good job, tech guy. Yes, happy belated birthday, Lillian. Hope. Wait, no, was it? Yeah, her birthday was yesterday. Okay, yeah. Wait, marching band, homecoming, Saturday. So many. And your wedding anniversary. Oh, you do need a vacation after the end of this week. But happy to all the things there. And then Lenny, sorry that you had a bad week. I know it's like sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles, as Jules would say. But I'm sending my thoughts to you and holding you in my heart. And hopefully tonight you get to just be like cozy and do a little self-care and take time for yourself. This weekend for me, I spent a lot of time in like the bathtub and had some good cries. We watched, we're not finished yet, so nobody give me spoilers, but if you're watching Ted Lasso, I love that show so much, but every episode makes me just sob uncontrollably. So then for no reason, I just, cried in the tub for like a half hour and got it all out of my system and felt better. So I'm wishing you that for yourself. The cat is definitely going to make an appearance because this is my favorite reading chair. And so she usually would be on my lap with an actual blanket. I don't know if the blanket scarf is going to suffice, but we'll see.
She's making me nervous around all the cords.
I know. She's like, wait, what is this? Becky, it's your birthday today. Yes. Happy birthday, Becky. It's October birthday week. And I told you the cat would make an appearance. See? You want to say hi to everybody? Want to say hello? Yeah. Yeah, she needs her own mic. Can you hear her on the mic, Jamie?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
impressive. The cat's name is Emmy, but she has had many nicknames over the years. We call her Araya for some reason.
That was thanks to our niece. But what was her original name?
Her original name when
from the shelter.
when she was adopted from the shelter was Sparkle. And when she was like a tiny kitten, she would crawl into, I had my makeup in a drawer in our bathroom, right? I'm talking about you. And she would crawl up into the makeup drawer and hide there. So like one night you were on a business trip,
yeah,
remember?
I got back after midnight, back in town because I was flying in from New York, and I knew that we had gotten this kitten, and I wanted to see her, and I went in.
Oh yeah,
and
that's right. You hadn't met her yet, right?
You know, and you were asleep, and I came in and woke you up, and I said, "Where's the kitten? Where's the kitten?" And you said, "Makeup."
She's in makeup.
She's in makeup, and I was like, "What makeup? What is she doing in makeup?" And you're like, "No, in the makeup drawer." And I went and looked, and sure enough, she was curled up with all your makeup. So
it's true. Yeah. Yeah. She is definitely a fan of reading and anything cozy. That is her jam for sure. So tonight I thought, because I feel like it is like officially fall here finally in the Northwest, we've been getting rain. It's been cold. In fact, we had our freeze net last night. We had to bring our lemon tree. I'm looking at our lemon tree in the dining room. We had to bring our lemon tree inside. The guys went over and helped our neighbor move his orchids and everything inside his greenhouse. So it's on, which means it's cozy reading time. It's cozy drink time. I have 3 recipes I want to share with you tonight that I think Jules and Andy and the team at Tort would serve. And none of them involve coffee, if you can believe it. So these are things that would be, you know, like for the non-coffee drinkers, if you're popping into Tort for a semi-gray, potentially rainy reading afternoon. Lisa, your shelter cats are brothers. The shelter named them Sherlock and Mycroft. Oh, that's perfect. That's such a great name. We've been toying with the idea of getting a second cat, so we'll have to see if Emmy gets a friend sometime soon.
don't push the buttons.
Suyin, how do we bring the lemon tree inside? It's in a pot. It's potted. So it goes out on the deck in the spring and summer, and it loves the sun and like soaks it up. I'll have to share a picture because I know I shared last year when we had our first bumper crop of lemons, but I don't even, how many are on we have lemons that are like green and this big, but there have to be, I don't know, hundreds?
Yeah, there's probably close to 100.
So many. It loves it, but it loves being inside. It's too cold in the winter because, like I said, we're getting frost. And here in Ashland, I think this morning when we woke up, it was like 28 degrees. So for like going into fall and winter, it can't survive a hard freeze. But yeah, we just bring it inside for the winter. It's by the sliding door that goes to our deck, so it gets a lot of good sun, and then it's super happy. So anyway, I thought I would share. Oh yeah, no, we're not digging it up. No, we're not digging it out. But
we're purposely keeping it to a certain size.
Yeah, we gotta
by
trim
controlling it by leaving it in a pot. Yeah,
exactly. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to share my current stack of cozy new reads that I have for the season. And then I'm going to share 3 drink recipes with you. But I also would love to hear what everybody else is reading. Like, what are you reading for this October? You haven't gotten a freeze in New York and Western New York yet? Lenny, I'm surprised. Oh my gosh. Tracy, you have 5 rescue kitties and 3 stray kitties. You can't retire because you have to pay for cat food. Right, exactly. That's great. I love it. Lisa, you're in shorts in Florida. Yeah, I bet. It was 90 here in Southern Texas. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's, 28 and chilly. The beautiful thing though is like it warms up to, I don't know, like mid 60s, 70s during the day. So like it's really nice. And then by now I'm ready to curl up again.
Yes. George, I hope you liked it. Yeah.
George, yeah. What did you think? The tech guy, oh yeah, you're mic'd. Why am I saying that? Yeah. Paula, you're reading I can't read. That's too tiny for me. The something Cat Winters. The Uninvited by Cat Winters. Okay. What do you think? Thumbs up on that. A New York Christmas, Lori. You're moving on to Christmas already? The tech guy would approve, right?
Definitely.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I can tell that you're trying to go to sound effects. Oh! The book adventure, I just started Death on the Shelf by Alison Brooke. Ooh, I like it. It has book in the title. I'm sold. Bring it on. Jamie has 6 rescue kitties. Oh my gosh. Anywhere between 3 and 7 strays. You're the ultimate Halloween cat lady. Do they all have Halloween names? That's what I want to know.
It's amazing that people have that many strays because, as you know, strays don't live very long here.
Yeah, you can't really have a stray in our neck of the woods.
Outdoor cat.
Or an outdoor cat really at all because we have cougars. We've had a lot of bear visits the last...
Foxes, bears, cougars.
Can I tell this story? I don't think he'll care. So we had...
it depends on what the story is.
We had Sky Guy, our kiddo, our teens.
Are there pictures?
And his friends. No, I'm not going to show pictures. We had his friends over for an outdoor movie on Friday night. They watched Halloween Town 2, which is so funny because they're all seniors in high school. Anyway, so we did an outdoor movie for them in our driveway. And we do have bears. We have black bears here in Ashland. And they've been coming out lately even more so than usual because they're really like fattening up because they're getting ready to hibernate because it's getting cold. So they like the garbage. And so you have to be really conscientious of making sure you pull in your garbage at night. Well, there's a whole group of teens outside in our front yard and a bear, and it's like 8 o'clock at night. It's not late at all. A bear wanders over into our neighbor's driveway and is very close, to the driveway where the kids are. And so one of our son's friends, who's like this very young, petite, thin young woman, just starts screaming bloody murder to scare the bear away. And his other friend, who was this big, burly,
6'7".
Yeah, 6'7" kid, comes running in the house, like terrified of the bear, leaves everybody else in the dust. And it's just, a little touch of Ashland. That's awesome. Cat names are Toothless, Precious, Ghost, Midnight, Tortellini, and Boosty.
Bootsy.
Oh, Tortelluni. Tortelluni? Is that right? Bootsy. I love it. That's so great. All right. So without further ado, on that note of bears and big, burly, almost 7-foot young men running inside, terrified of the bears, while the girls just screamed and ran it off.
Loved it.
I was worried at first, but then zipped through. It was so good. Yay, George. Awesome. All right. Well, let's start with my first read.
Yes, George. That is absolutely true.
Yeah, totally.
You only have to be faster than one person in the group.
That's right. George, you're the perfect segue because the first book on my list, which I am currently reading and about 3/4 of the way through, is Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper. And this recommendation came from our good friend John at Murder by the Book. In fact, after I had John on as a guest last month, the very next day, I immediately did my order through Murder by the Book to get both of the books he recommended. So this is the first one. And this is also why it's awesome to get recommendations from our bookish community, because I don't think most of the time they're going to steer us wrong. This is such a gem. It's a rom-com. It's all the notes that you want in an October read. I'm going to read you the back of these just to give you like a little taste of it, but I have been devouring it. This was my bathtub read this weekend, and I'm almost done. Megan, you just got it. I can't wait. Has anybody else been reading it? No spoilers, of course. No spoilers tonight, but it's so good. It's so good. Okay, so Emmy Harlow is a witch, but not a very powerful one, in part because she hasn't been home to the magical town of Thistle Grove in years. Okay, so if you are, I know that, of course, all of us here on this group are cozy mystery fans. So if you're not a cozy mystery fan, it's definitely a rom-com. So it's got a little, it's got a little kick to it. It's got a little bit of spice. But it has all of the cozy vibes that you want. So like, I want to be in Thistle Grove. It has all of the feelings of like practical magic or Halloween Town or any of your favorite October like haunted. What did she say the first time? I missed it.
That was
Ooh, I love his Instagram account.
They were talking about John.
Okay, yeah, John's the best. Okay. Her self-imposed exile has a lot to do with a complicated family history and desire to forge her own way in the world, and only the teeniest bit to do with Garrett, Gareth Blackmore, the heir to the most powerful magical family in town, and a casual breaker of hearts and destroyer of dreams. But when a spell casting tournament, and this part, the spell casting tournament feels a little bit like Harry Potter, like the Triwizard Tournament. All the magical families are competing with each other. When that approaches, it turns out to pull the tradition or the truly impressive parental guilt trip that comes with it is so strong to bring Emmy back. She's determined to do her familial duty and spend some quality time with her best friend, Lyndon Thorne, and then get back to her real life in Chicago. On her first night home, Emmy runs into Talia Avermore, an all-around badass, adept at the darker magical arts, who is fresh off a bad breakup with Gareth Blackmore. Ooh, you can already tell that there's some love triangles. Talia had to let herself be charmed, only to discover that Gareth was also seeing Lyndon, all three of them. What? Come on! Unbeknownst to any of them. And now they want revenge. Only one question stands. Is Emmy in? But most concerning of all, why can't Emmy stop thinking about the terrifyingly competent, devastatingly gorgeous, wickedly charming Talia? That is Payback's a Witch, and it's such a fun read. Let's see. Does Gareth own a cat? Priorities, yeah. Yeah, Paula, go grab it. Yeah, it's super fun. Like I said, it's a rom-com. But Thistle Grove and the whole vibe has just all of that coziness. And if you're in need of something that's witchy and fun, and definitely has like a lot of strong female characters too. It's awesome.
She does.
She does have the same name as our cat. Yes, Emmy. Yes, that's so funny. I know, Gisela. That's the problem. My TBR is constantly growing. So this is my current read, and then I'm going to move on to new ones in the stack. But first or next, then we're going to go right into my drink. Okay, so my first drink for our Cozy Fall that I made earlier in the day, but now I'm drinking my water because I took a picture of them to share. And then the three of us drank them all. This is Russian tea. Does anybody know about Russian tea? Russian tea was a thing in my entire family growing up. And my mom would always make a batch in October. So it was like our October drink. And I can't wait until we get to the actual recipe because if you're not familiar with it, I've never searched the origin of it.
I was going to say, it's probably questionable whether or not it's actually
I know.
Russian.
I'm sure it's probably not Russian. That's where I was going with this. Like, who knows what its origins are? And when you see the ingredient, you're going to be like, huh. So I don't know if some of it is nostalgia because it's such a childhood favorite, but I still love it and I still make it. And I will often make it, Diane, yeah, I was just going to say, I will often make packages or like little mason jars of it and share it at Christmas time with people too. But I'm curious if anyone else knows about it. I don't know if it was like regional. Lenny, you have a faint memory of it? It's like cozy in a cup, and especially if you are not, your mom made it too. I have her hand recipe. Oh, I love that, Paula. That's the best. If you're not familiar with it, just wait for it, okay? So you're going to take 1 cup of hot water. I'm going to share these actual recipes tomorrow too. So, you can take a screenshot if you want, but I'll make sure to share them out. And then this is where it might go off the rails for some of you. 3 heaping teaspoons of Tang. That's right. So it's a mix of Tang and iced tea. Iced tea mixed, not pre-made iced tea. So you mix those together. If you like a really sweet drink, you could go heavy-handed with the Tang, or you could go lighter on the Tang and heavier on the tea and balance. So I usually like equal parts of them. And then it's just all those beautiful fall warming spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. Then I do an orange slice at the top, a cinnamon stick, and you can sprinkle on some whole allspice. You heat that up and it's just like comfort in a cup. It's sweet, but it's also spicy. I'm sure the Tang was like great vitamin C back in the day. I don't know. Megan, your grandmothers and her sisters in Oklahoma made it. Okay, I'm super curious. I'm going to have to do some research into the origins of it. It has not appeared in a bake shop book yet, but I think it's going to have to be. Maybe in the bake shop that I'm working on now, because it's set at the right time of year for Russian tea. My grandparents on my dad's side were from Nebraska, so I don't know, maybe it has Midwest roots. I don't know, but it is delicious. Did I put it, Kelly? Did I put it in a Sloan mystery? Maybe I did. I've written too many books. I don't remember, but I don't feel like I've ever put it in a bake shop. But gosh, correct me if I'm wrong. Amy Mitchell, Amy, you loved it. You make mine with your orange juice. Okay, that makes sense. I can see that. Okay, good. Other people know about it. I'm so glad because a lot of my friends here have never ever tried it, and they're like, "Why are you giving me something that's tang?" And then you try it and you will be sold. I think it's like perfect hot, especially for an afternoon drink if you're looking for something that is not caffeinated. All right, that's it. Hello. Hello, Pat. Hello from West Bend, Indiana.
Wisconsin.
Nope. Oh, Wisconsin. Oh, I thought it said Indiana. Sorry. Because I'm in the living room, the screen is down here lower, so I'm not seeing it as well as I normally do. You can't find tang anymore, Paula. That's a hilarious story. Like, I don't think they really make it. In fact, last year when I wanted to make it for holiday presents for people, I went to Fred Meyer and I was looking like all over my Gatorade and, all of that stuff. And I went up to the counter and asked the young person, where's tang? And they were like, what is tang, lady? And yeah.
I just assumed a lot of people thought it was a cure for COVID or something. So.
Yeah, right, exactly. No misinformation here. Becky, yeah, I don't think they still make it. Nana, I don't think they still make tang. Maybe like some deep dive search on the internet will lead you to it. But I like the idea of orange juice. That's good. And I loved tang. Any iced tea mix. Yeah. And even just like a basic Lipton, the iced tea doesn't have to be fancy. But yeah, that's a great idea because I do feel like Jules needs to elevate this somehow. So maybe she makes her Russian tea with like fresh squeezed, I was going to say blood orange juice just because I'm in a murder mode. But Esther, I have been to the Teapot on Wheels. That's up just north of us in Rogue River. It is the best tea shop. And I don't know if they have Russian tea, but I'll have to ask. Yeah, and Jules would need tea, like fancy tea from there too. But if you're making it at home, your iced tea mix does not have to be fancy at all. I love it. Okay, moving on to book number 2 in my cozy stack. I feel like I feel like I'm a Kate Shackleton stalker, a Frances Brody stalker, all of the above. I know I've talked about this series before, but I've also talked about the fact because I write so many mysteries that I have to reserve cozies sometimes because if I'm working on one, I try not to be reading one at the same time. So I have been working my way through this series, and I think this is book 8. And I love everything about it. But I am excited that I am at book 8 at this point in time because this cover just feels so much like, well, I actually match it. Look at that. It's like I planned it.
Yeah.
This cover alone feels like it's perfect for this time of year. I don't know if you can hear the cat in the background, but she's going bananas because she wants to be picked up. It is a historical cozy. It's so great. So Kate Shackleton is the main character. This is set post-war, post-First World War in London, and Kate's husband has been missing since the war. He went to serve in the war. And so there's been this running theme throughout the series thus far as to whether or not we're assuming that he's dead, but they've never found his body and it's the war and everything. So it's post World War I in England. And she is a detective in the countryside, not a detective. She's a private eye. She started her own investigative services, and it just has like all of those cozy notes that you're looking for if you like historicals and you like, Courtney, you're gonna love this one. It's so great. It's just beautiful. This one is set during the eclipse. I'll read you the back cover too, just to give you a taste of it. But the entire cast of characters, it's one of those things that for all of us, when you get connected to a series, like I can't wait. Like I'm excited about the murder, but I'm even more excited about, Kate's personal life, and I don't want to give away any spoilers because this is deeper into the series, but it's so fantastic. And she's just also a great, like, strong female character for that time of year. And Diana, if you're on the live, I know Diana's working on a historical cozy. This would be a good comp if you haven't read these. Okay, so Yorkshire. Oh, yay! That's awesome, Diana. That's perfect timing. I hope you like them. I love anything that's historical, and a historical cozy is like fall perfection. Come on, bring it on. And it's also set in Yorkshire. So, there you go. Like, what's more cozy than that? Eclipse fever grips the nation when beloved theater star Selina Fellini approaches trusted sleuth Kate Shackleton to accompany her to a viewing party at Giggleswick School Chapel. That's the real name of the school, which comes into play in the book. Kate suspects an ulterior motive. During the eclipse, Selina's friend and co-star Billy Moffat disappears and is later found dead in the chapel grounds. Kate can't help but dig deeper and soon learns that 2 other members of the theater troupe died in similarly mysterious circumstances in the past year. With the help of Jim Sykes and Mrs. Sugden, I don't even know how you say it. Sugden? In my head, I always say it differently. It's like when I first read Harry Potter and I totally butchered Hermione's name in my head. Kate sets about investigating the deaths and whether there is a murderer in the company. It's so good. I've already actually read this one. I just finished this one right before I started Payback's a Witch. But I can't give you any other spoilers because it's a mystery and we can't know who done it, but it's fantastic. Yeah, she is. She's a lot like Maisie Dobbs, I would say, Susan. She's got that same vibe. Yeah, Maisie Dobbs. It also feels similar in style if you like Rhys Bowen's Her Royal Spyness or Jacqueline Winspear.
Is it like Murderbot?
It is not like Murderbot. Yeah, any of those historical cozies. It's so great.
Everybody can still hear her.
Can you hear her? Yeah, I know. She's like this all the time. I'm telling you, she's needy. She needs it. Beth, if you love this time period, you're going to love it. This is not the first in the series. This is, I think it's book 8, like I said. So the first in the series is Dying in the Wool. But if you look up Frances Brody or Kate Shackleton, who's her sleuth, you'll find it. Christella, yeah, the cat likes the book. The cat likes just to be the star of the show. Christella sent me video of her winning her bronze medal, and wow, I don't even have words.
I don't even
so
have applause.
Amazing. There's not enough applause. Yes. Wow. Priscilla, I want you in a book because you would take on a killer and the killer would run away in just sheer fear because you're so good.
That was impressive.
Yeah, so impressive. And Beach Bum Bookworms, yes, we talked about Her Royal Spyness. We did a Sunday live together on her YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Not only did we talk about cozies, but you asked some of the best questions ever. In fact, I'm going to have to borrow them for this group because they were so good and stuff that I've never been asked before. So if you're not following the Beach Bum Bookworm on YouTube, go do it. And then you can check out our chat that we did this weekend. Patricia, don't feel sorry for her. Oops. She's needy. Tanisha wants to know.
Yeah. We'll put them in after the live's done.
Oh, yeah. When we're done, for sure. We will totally put them in.
We just don't put them in before because then it ruins it for everybody.
Right. It's like a big reveal.
Yeah. But they will definitely be in there later tonight.
And Chapter and Curse by Elizabeth Penny. That sounds great. I haven't read that one. Okay. Moving on to our next drink. Ooh, this one is fun. This is one of my go-to afternoon drinks all the time. And I feel like it's something that kind of took Instagram by a storm. So perhaps if we're talking about Tort, Bethany, who is the resident baker extraordinaire and also Tort's always ready to snap a photo Instagram young woman, would be the one who introduces this drink to the bake shop. So this is a pink latte, but it doesn't actually have coffee in it. So I don't know how it got deemed a latte to begin with. But it's so delicious and it's actually really healthy for you. It's a nice, lovely, like fall warmer. Maybe Sequoia would also do this. So for this one, you're going to use almond milk as a base. I always use vanilla almond milk because the vanilla almond milk already has then a little like touch of sweetness to it. And then you add an extra teaspoon of vanilla and a touch of almond extract, no more than a half of a teaspoon. Maybe just like a tiny splash to elevate the almond a little bit, a touch of honey, and then moon balance mix or some sort of beet powder and plant collagen powder. And you're going to warm it up on the stove and whisk it all together. And then if you have a little hand foamer, it's one of my favorite new gadgets that you, the tech guy, discovered. So you can just like put it in your latte and foam it up and it's good to go.
Oh, you like it?
I do like it.
How long have I wanted one of those?
Just a little while.
Yeah. And you were always like, no,
we don't need one.
But it works
just a day
amazing.
or two. It is amazing. I'll have to do a little video of it. But if you don't know about these like superfood, I'm totally addicted to them. I don't get paybacks from them, but I use.
You should.
I should. I know. I use this moon balance in mine. I don't know if you can. Ooh, I gotta
Careful,
go this way.
careful.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh.
You can't really tell how pink it is, but it's this beautiful beet powder. So that's what gives the latte its pink color, but it turns into this what?
What's the brand name? So if they want to look it up.
It's Your Super, I think. Yoursuper.com. They have all of these superfood vitamin mixes that you can add to things. So like there's a chocolate one that I'll do in smoothies or on my oatmeal. But this one I love because it has such a beautiful flavor. And don't freak out when I say beets, because you might think beets and go, oh, that's going to be really like earthy.
Yes, Beth,
I know
yes.
it is.
Yes.
Oh, Dwight would love these, Beth. Come on. I know.
Sky Guy would appreciate that comment.
Yes, he would. But it's really light on the beet flavor, but it brings out that beautiful color. But it does just taste like, I would say more like a vanilla almond steamer. And there's no caffeine. And then you're getting some nice, like healthy antioxidants too. So you just like whisk it all together, warm it up in a cup. And that's like my afternoon drink, because I've shared before, I don't do well with caffeine in the afternoon. I don't know. In fact, I'm working on, book 16 of the Bake Shop right now. I'm working on the first draft of that. And Jules is constantly drinking coffee, like copious amounts. And I have never been a person who can drink that much coffee and not have any effect. But somehow it works for her. Yeah. Annette says, Mom made us simmered Dr. Pepper with either lime or lemon juice, added a slice of either lemon or lime, simmer for 45 minutes and sip slowly. Oh, I'm going to have to try that. So like a hot Dr. Pepper with lemon or lime. Ooh, intriguing. Very interesting. Beets. No. I've never looked at them the same.
That's so mean.
That is mean,
Pickles
Lily.
dyed red.
Yeah, come on, tell your mom. They're good for you. I would love to be able, Megan saying the same thing. I would love to be able to drink as much coffee as Jules does, but I really can't. So my afternoons have all three of these drinks that I'm sharing with you tonight. Oh, okay. Let's see, moving on.
Oops, hold on.
Oops, sorry. This is book 3 on my list, The X-Hex. This is another one that our buddy Johnny recommended. John, I shouldn't call him Johnny. I haven't read this yet. As soon as I finish Payback's a Witch, this is next on my reading stack, so I can't wait, and I am already excited about it. I can't be bad because everything he recommends is fantastic. This is another rom-com, so it's super interesting to me because from a publishing perspective, things go in cycles. So trends go in cycles. And I remember when I was writing my very first mystery, Scene of the Climb, my outdoor Pacific Northwest mysteries, nobody had kind of done anything like, oops, I don't know what I did.
Oh, I did it.
He's like, don't touch it. I have my own device tonight to move the slides forward, and the tech guy is losing his mind over there. Anyway, no one had really done kind of like that outdoor adventure thing. But this was not long after Twilight had hit big. And I remember talking to my agent about when I had a conversation with him. What happened for me is that I went and pitched my book at a writer's conference, and then I had done a very finite number of initial queries, and I was in a shocking position that I had multiple offers from multiple agents within the first few weeks of sending out queries. I think because some of it was just like the right idea at the right time. And so I was having a conversation with my agent because when that happens, you have calls with each of the agents and you kind of try to feel them out, which is something I recommend anyway, because your agent, you want a reciprocal relationship. You want to be working with somebody who is going to be someone you enjoy working with and who aligns with your values and your vision for your career and all of that. Anyway, I digress. I was talking to my agent about other things that I might eventually want to write. He was trying to get a sense of, would I want to stay completely in the cozy? Did I have other things in the pipeline, other ideas that, might be future books? Clearly, yes, that was a yes, right? But at the time, he said, the one thing I need to tell you about me is I'm not buying anything, or I'm not trying to sell anything at this stage because no one is buying anything that's related to like witchcraft, vampires, fangs in the neck, because there had been this whole slew of books that came out kind of in the wake of Twilight's massive success. And so there was just this moment in time where that was kind of off the table and no one was buying it. And I had a friend who was writing a sort of paranormal style cozy. And I was like, just hold on to it, because you never know, like the timing might not be right now, but these things swing, the pendulum shifts and things swing, and it's going to come back in style. And so it's so fascinating because now we're like, 12 years, something like that, post that no fangs, no vampires, no witches. And boom, all of a sudden, everywhere in the market, you're seeing witchy stuff, which I think is so great. Yeah, you just got that book, Trish. Have you read it yet? I can't wait. Courtney, you've got this one too. Woohoo! I can't wait.
Close to him.
Everybody's got it. See, I'm telling you. So like we are all on trend together because witches are hot. All right. Storm, you have it on your TBR pile for next month. It sounds super fun. Okay, so here we go. I'll read you the back of this. Never mix vodka and witchcraft. 9 years ago, Vivian Jones nursed her broken heart like any young witch would. Vodka, weepy music, and bubble baths. That sounds pretty good. Actually, I don't like vodka, but aside from that, a curse on the horrible boyfriend, sure. Vivi knows she shouldn't use her magic this way, but with only an orchard hayride scented candle on hand, she isn't worried it will cause him anything more than a bad hair day or two. That is until Reese Penhallow, a descendant of the town's ancestors, breaker of hearts. Do you sense a theme? And annoyingly just as gorgeous as he always was, returns to Graves Glen, Georgia. What should be a quick trip to recharge the town's lines and make an appearance at the annual fall fair turns disastrously wrong. With one calamity after another striking Reese, Viv realizes her silly little ex-hex may not have been so harmless after all. Suddenly, Graves Glen is under attack from the murderous wind-up toys, a pissed-off ghost, and a talking cat. Hey, we have a talking cat with some interesting things to say. Vivi and Reese have to ignore their off-the-charts chemistry to work together to save the town and find a way to break the breakup curse before it's too late. This one is by Aaron Sterling. I don't know if I said that at the beginning. Yeah, right? Seriously, don't mix vodka and witchcraft. There you have it. Oh, hey, look, I have a Murder by the Book bookmark in there. I didn't even know that was in there. Thanks. Bonus. See, another reason you should shop your independent bookstores. What I love about this too, again, this one is a rom-com as well, but doesn't that feel like I'm reading you a cozy back cover? It's the same vibe. It's just not so much in terms of like you have to find the body or whatever. So great. Okay, let's see. Moving on. Okay, last but not least, This is our last cozy drink of the day. And this one is really for the tech guy. This is a spiked apple cider. This goes well with the X-Hex. I didn't put vodka in it, but I could. And you can take your pick because an apple cider is like the quintessential cozy fall drink, right? You don't have to spike it. You could spike it with, your beverage or booze of choice. Is that what the word I'm looking for? Yes. So you're going to take 8 ounces of apple cider. These are all for one individual serving. If you want to use any of these recipes, you can, of course, like double, triple if you're having friends over, if you're doing a movie and a bear's going to pop by, make more. A teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, which also has cinnamon in it. So don't go heavy-handed on the cinnamon because you're going to actually be getting a double dose of the cinnamon with the pumpkin pie spice. Pumpkin pie spice has nutmeg and allspice and cloves and all that stuff mixed in. And then a shot of apple bourbon whiskey, which is optional. You're going to heat that.
But recommended.
Depending on, how long you want to read. You're going to heat that all up and then top it. Oh, can I go back? Oh, yeah. And then you're going to top it with whipped cream and a nice dusting of cinnamon. And I feel like this is the drink that Jules and crew would serve for like the afternoon crowd. I talk about the fact that for Sunday suppers, they have bottles of wine and everything. But the bake shop here in Ashland that is sort of my muse, my baking muse for the series, has a whole line of specialty evening drinks. So if you're coming in before you're heading up to the theater, maybe for a decadent slice of Tort's chocolate hazelnut cake, you might pair something like a spiked apple cider to go with it. Or if you're coming in for the afternoon and it's rainy and you're just coming in for a butter croissant, you could have it without the extra kick. Did you get the Sasquatch mug? Isn't that great? This is the tech guy's favorite mug.
That's right.
Yep. Susan said there's a subgenre of romance that I call cozy romance. Oh yeah. Cozy romance. There's like romantic suspense can fall under that category too. Yeah, I feel like all of those books are that. Sorry, I missed the other one you were putting up. I love apple cider. Yeah, it makes the whole house smell so good, doesn't it, Trish? I'm with you. I love that part.
Sure, why not?
What's that? Can we add rub? Oh, yeah, absolutely. You could add whatever your drink, your poison. Pick your poison. How's that? That's what Lance would say.
Yes, the Sasquatch mug.
I love it. Okay, let's see. Moving on.
That's true. It might be Chewbacca.
It could be.
Either, but yeah. It's supposed to be Sasquatch.
You never know. Maybe they're the same.
They could be.
Okay, now I got to go. Yay. All right, so this is a nonfiction read for any of you who like a little, nonfiction to mix in with your fictional reading. But this one feels perfect for this time of year because I feel like every October I want to watch all of the original Sherlocks, like bring them all out. In fact, we need to watch the Benedict Cumberbatch series with the kid because he hasn't seen those yet. But October just feels like the month of Sherlock to me. So this is The Great Detective, The Amazing Rise and Immortal Life of Sherlock Holmes by Zach Dundas. Now, interesting story with Zach. Zach actually reached out to me a year or so ago and wanted to do an interview. He also writes these regional guides. So he was writing a regional guide about Ashland and Southern Oregon and stumbled upon the Bake Shop Mysteries and reached out to me so that he could include those in his guide. And we were talking and getting to know each other during the interview. And he just like casually happened to mention that he had written this book about Sherlock Holmes. And I was like, wait a minute, I am a huge Sherlock Holmes fan. So immediately I had to grab it.
Wait, did you say it's nonfiction?
Yeah.
How is it nonfiction if it's about Sherlock Holmes?
It's about Arthur Conan Doyle's life. Yeah.
I was like, Zach knows Sherlock Holmes is a fictitious character, right?
Yeah, right. We're going to get to that.
All right.
That's hilarious.
Got it. Yeah. I was a little confused for a second there.
Oh, that's great. Okay. I will read you the back cover, and then you'll even be more clear on it. All right. More than a century after Sherlock Holmes first captured the world, Arthur Conan Doyle's peculiar creation continues to fascinate us. In The Great Detective, journalist and lifelong Sherlock fan Zach sets out to learn why. Through sparking new readings of the original stories, he unearths the inspiration behind Holmes and his indispensable companion, the great Dr. Watson. He also reveals how Conan Doyle's tales laid the groundwork for an infinitely remixable myth. This investigation leads him on travels into the heart of the Holmesian universe, from a Fifth Avenue mansion and the boozy annual gathering of one of the world's most exclusive Sherlock fan societies, to a freezing Devon Heath out of the Hounds of the Baskervilles, to sunny Pasadena, where he chats with the creators of BBC's Sherlock and finagles a cameo appearance by Benedict Cumberbatch himself.
Whoa.
Who's in? Who's with me? Along the way, he discovers and celebrates the ingredients that have made Holmes go viral, then, now, and as long as the game's afoot. Doesn't that sound so great?
See, I wasn't the only one.
What? Helen, do not back him up. I know. I mean, come on. You had me at Benedict Cumberbatch. Anyway, it just sounds fascinating. If you're a mystery fan, I think this is the... Can you hear her?
Well, it's because he's leaving.
The Sky Guy just left. And so now the cat will cry because if he leaves the house, then she gets very, very sad. George just watched an interview where the author called Sherlock crazy, unhinged, or something along those lines. He was asked which literary character he would like to be, and he chose Watson. That sounds about right, right? I thoroughly enjoy, I love, like, I've read all of the biographies I think ever written on Agatha Christie. I'm always fascinated from my writer's mind, but also from my reader's mind. And it is so true. Like 100 years later, we're still captivated by Sherlock Holmes, and there are still movies and books and rewrites and reimaginings being done. But Zach's writing is also just really sharp and clever. So even if maybe you're not traditionally a nonfiction fan, this might be a good gateway book for you because I think his style is just great. So I had no idea. What a connection. Love it. Okay, and then last but not least on my reading list is something that might surprise you. And this one is Lost You by Halen Beck. This is a darker mystery. And I have a funny story about this. I was at the grocery store, like as in the grocery store that doesn't have books in it here in Ashland. We have Fred Meyer here on the West Coast, which I think is Kroger in other places. And Kroger or Fred Meyer here has a large book section. So it's always fun because if you need to pop a book into your shopping cart, I'm always down with that. And it's always fun when I see my own books there. But I was at like our small Albertsons here in Ashland, Oregon, that barely has like, I don't know, like a tiny little section that might have a few pieces of paper or pens. So certainly not like books. And I'm walking down past like Milk and Cheese. And what do I see? This like pop-up bookshop that was there for like a weekend. I was like in this magical realm. I'd walked through some secret door of the grocery store and I'm like, how are there books here? And they were all relatively inexpensive. So as other people are walking by me, I'm just like hoarding the books and like going through them and putting them all in my cart. And so I actually bought this like a few months ago at my grocery store pop-up, and I've been saving it because it's darker. It's not cozy, and it feels right for this time of year. Has anybody read anything by Halen Beck? Halen also wrote, what did she write? Here and Gone. Here and Gone. Okay, here we go. This one might scare you. So now you really have to like get under your blanket, grab that hot drink. Libby Reese has earned this vacation. There was a time she wouldn't have dreamed of splurging on a frivolous trip with her young son Ethan. 3 years ago, for instance, when her husband left her alone to raise her newborn, and when she became a single mother, while at the same time struggling to launch her writing career. See, as I was in the grocery store, I was like, all right, if I'm going to read something darker, I'm already feeling this one. But Libby has just sold her first novel, and everything is finally falling into place. At her agent's urging, she books a room for two at a luxurious resort. Even as she steps off the plane, the warm Florida air is perfect. The hotel is almost too good to be true. So why can't she stop looking over her own shoulder? Where's a sound effect for that? Oh. The first 2 days of vacation are the best Libby can remember. But on day 3, all of her fears are justified when Ethan disappears. He gleefully runs towards the hotel's open elevator. The door closes. He's gone. When CCTV footage is found of a woman leading him by the hand, the police are called in. The search intensifies, and Libby's initial panic turns into dread. The woman on the video is disturbingly familiar. She begins to suspect the problem isn't that Ethan is lost. The problem is the problem is that he's been found. What follows will make you question everything you know about a parent's love. Ooh, yeah. I'm just a little scared even reading it. With Lost You, Halen Beck crafts a provocative exploration of families and the measures we will take to feel whole, combining the high-impact emotional drama with a gripping suspense to illuminate the lies and truth which live in our lives. Oh. Is there a terrible amusement park nearby? We had this conversation this weekend on Beach Bum Bookworm's YouTube because she was saying, she was hinting as to whether the new project that the tech guy and I are collaborating on would involve some sort of an amusement park. It doesn't, but I'm putting it out there that someone else should write that. Do it. Make it happen. Yes, so this is definitely outside of the cozy realm, even for our rom-coms. It could go a little more Sherlockian, I suppose. I have not read it yet. Like I said, it's just been on my TBR stack waiting for me since I discovered it at the grocery store. So it sounds really good. And I will keep you posted. I'll read this one with Emmy on my lap for sure. All right, so that is, my cozy-ish TBR stack, plus like another 100 books that are waiting for me. And the fun thing about being on the writer side of things is that I often get asked to blurb books. So I have quite a few books that I'm reading that won't be out until 2022 that I'm going to be blurbing. So I'm thinking I will share those with you maybe in the next month or two. There's our next collaboration, Helen. Oh, what's the idea? I'm glad you think so. I'm always happy to share books. I'm always happy to hear your recommendations, and then my stack just grows and grows.
You're going to have to go through the comments because there have been
so many
recommendations. Yeah.
So for those of you who have participated in our cozy collaborations, the tech guy and I are cooking up something new that we are like this close to wrapping up. That's going to be the next iteration of that. So I think I'm going to have news to share on that, maybe even in the next week or so. But I will share it in the cozy collaboration group too. We're going to kick it off with our own initial story, and then we're going to do another collaboration. I can't wait. I've been super excited. We've been plotting for a little while on it. It's going to be good. Asking for a friend is $14.94 a concerning number. Lynn, no, not at all. I mean, that seems totally manageable. You should get that done by like next week, right? Oh, that's awesome. Jackie, you're so good at creating the setting. That's what makes these lives so fun. I feel like I'm living vicariously through your descriptions. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah. So bookish stuff. Out now is The Cure for What Ails You, the 5th book. The final book for the short term for Sloane Krause. That is out on bookshelves now. And then Bake, Borrow, and Steal. I just finished page proofs today for this book. It will be out in December, and I'm going to have lots more to share on that soon. This is book 14 of the Bake Shop Mysteries. And this one is going to take place right before Thanksgiving. It's going to take place at SOU, the real university that is here in Ashland. So there's going to be a new little setting for us. I can't wait to share this one. I'm super excited. It's always interesting when I'm doing page proofs to read back through because I haven't seen this book for like a year and a half. So I kind of have forgotten like little points, but I'm very excited because there are some other favorite Bake Shop characters who are going to get more page time. Let's see. And then, okay, we're doing fall cozy reads and drinks right now. Next week, I'm doing an event with Leslie Budowitz and Emmeline Duncan at Rediscovered Books. I will share the link on Facebook and all my social channels this week, so everyone's invited to come to that. But we will not have a live here on my channels. So come join us for Rediscovered Books. It's free. It's fun. We're going to have a Halloween party on October 26th, maybe with a special guest. I'm going to do a writer Q&A to kick off November for anyone who's thinking about writing a novel for National Novel Writing Month. NaNoWriMo starts November 1st. If you're thinking about writing a book, it's the perfect time. It's cozy. What else are you going to do? It's going to be miserable outside weather-wise. Curl up and write a book. Why not? November 9th is TBD, but I think we've landed on a Tort Test Kitchen. And then, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't update it. Yep.
You didn't update
My
it?
bad. Oops.
Oh, man, tech guy, you're slacking on your job. Let's see. Then we're going to do a Bake, Borrow, and Steal preview, Thanksgiving trivia event, and then we've got a Sunday supper idea planned for December that we will kick off November 30th or get that going. Yeah, let's see. That's it. Patty, the map is almost done. I got the final files just yesterday, and I'm going to meet with Jennifer Ann later this week. So she's going to hand off the actual tangible map. So that's going to be soon, maybe like within the next week or so. It will be up and ready. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Paula, will The Cure for What Ails You still be coming out in paperback? It will. It'll probably be out in paperback. I don't know if we have a firm pub date, but it's almost always August.
Probably August, yeah.
It'll be like August of 22. It'll come out in paperback. And Nana, yes, Bake, Borrow, and Steal is up for ebook pre-order. Yeah, it's
Yes,
up. Yep,
yeah.
it's up for pre-order now for ebooks. And just my little PSA that I'm going to keep telling everybody: if you're looking for books, any of my stack that you want for the holidays or for fall reading, now I can't lift my stack. Pre-order now, because there might be supply chain issues with bookstores getting books in. So definitely.
There will be supply chain issues.
Yeah, I know. There will be. There will be for sure. So get your pre-orders in now. I think that wraps up a very cozy, fun live. I will be sure to share info about all of these books as well as the recipes when we're done with the live. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think there might be something holiday-ish coming soon.
You don't want to subscribe to the newsletter.
You want to subscribe to the newsletter?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Why would they want to do that?
Well, because there might be an announcement coming in a couple days.
Okay, that could be holiday-ish.
Could be.
Could be. Okay, we don't know. He's very cagey about this all of a sudden. Oh my gosh. As always, thank you all for spending a cozy Tuesday in October with us. It's always a delight and a pleasure, and I love this community and all of you so much. You have no idea. And to all of our bookish birthdays out there, I hope that the celebration continues. And I'll see you, if not next week, at Rediscovered Books in 2 weeks back here. In the meantime, happy reading.